Hi everybody, Brian from Bear Bull Traders here. It is the weekend, just back from New York City, where Andrew and I rang the closing bell with Das Trader group on Thursday after the close. At the close, it was quite a great event, and of course we stayed down to celebrate with our American friends 4th of July holiday. So that was a great time. And now we're back in the office and wanted to look ahead, see what's coming up this week, and of course take a quick look back at what happened in this shortened trading week that we just got through. So let's go down to it. Okay, so last week in the markets, it was a shortened trading week, but the indexes did manage to notch another set of gains there. Some positive news on the strong June jobs report, a Vietnam trade deal, and of course Thursday's better than expected payroll numbers. I mean, they just continued to push the markets higher, and we got that big beautiful budget deal through the houses and signed into law on Friday. So lots of actual fireworks on Friday, but it seemed very fitting as the markets just continued to push to all-time highs here on the Qs and the SPY. Dow threatening to get there, and the IWM had a really good week as well. So in terms of sectors that did well, basic materials, industrials were right up there. Every sector pretty much in the green. Utilities gained the least on the week, which of course is more of a safety trade as well. 2-year and 10-year Treasury notes did inch up a little bit here, and the dollar was pretty much flat on the week, down just a fraction. And Bitcoin still range bound in that 107, 108 range. And that was your week in review. And before we move on, just a quick plug for my books that are available on Amazon. 2 swing trade books. The first one, How to Swing Trade. Second one, a little bit more in depth, Profiting as an Active Trader. And of course, my latest book and last book, How to Trade Options, if you're interested in options, complete guide to trading options with some strategies and risk management that I use. So if you want to check those out, the links are in the description below, and they're on Amazon under my author name. So you can check them out there. And let's move on and take a look at some indexes now. This is the 2-year Treasury notes. You can see we've come up a little bit last week. Again, I guess if we start to see some signs of inflation, this will start to pick back up, but it seems like we're pretty much stuck in a range on these yields. Same with the 10-year. We see we've been in a range for quite a few months now, and just seem to be trading sideways, waiting for something of note to happen. But right now there hasn't really been much. And let's get on to some indexes. The Dow really had a great week, just kept climbing all week on reduced volumes, but that was, kind of to be expected given the fact that we were going into a shortened week, long weekend. So, but, we continued just to grind higher. Nice little breakout there on the Dow. And of course, very close to all-time high on the Dow. We may hit that next week. The Qs, same sort of story, just broke out and continued to move up higher. Went out high of another closing high there, off the high of the day on Friday, but again declining volume as would be expected on a shortened long weekend trading week. And the Qs on a weekly, again another breakout to a high, and we just keep moving up. And RSI, we're not really overly overbought yet, so could go higher. Same with the SPY on a daily, we're actually overbought a little bit, but again, same sort of comments, just keep moving higher. Buyers keep stepping in on a weekly. We're still looking fairly bullish with the indicators. And the IWM, again, breaking out last week. You can see this level here, kind of an important level, 215 area. We managed to break out on Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday. Nice gap up there, and we are getting a little bit overbought, obviously. And again, breaking out. IWM still sort of laggard index, and coming into an area where there could be some resistance. And again, the dollar kind of chopping around in a range. It has sold off a lot. I think a lot of the sell-off has been concern over the independence of the Fed, and if if something does drastic happen, like if Fed Powell is somehow replaced, which people keep saying he can't be, but if he's somehow forced out and someone else is put in, I think you'll see the dollar drop a lot more there. Bitcoin, again, we're pretty much, we had a bit of a sell-off there a week or so ago, and now we're back trading in this 110 to sort of 105 range right now, trading around, what is that, 108, 900, so 109 maybe. And that's it for your week in review on the indexes. When we started breaking out there, kind of went heavy on some things this week. The banks really took off in this KRE, which is the regional banking ETF. It really started to take off, so I bought some KRE, still have some. We're up pretty close to a high here, so probably we'll cut some of that on Monday, see how it trades. Again, mentioned some of these in the room. NVIDIA, still long NVIDIA. PLTR, I still have a small long position, although it does seem to be kind of stalling out here. We did get a big, didn't have much movement here during the week after this big sell-off last Friday. So again, still holding on to some and thinking we may maybe retest, but that's this area here is where 130 area is where I will stop out of the remainder. Silver, still holding some silver here. It's still, it's sort of consolidating right now. And I bought some TNA when we started breaking out. Now TNA is a ETF for the IWM. Thought we were going to have a good week with IWM after it started to break out from this level, as I mentioned with the indexes, and it has had a nice weekend, still holding some TNA, and of course also holding some TQQ, which is a beta ETF on the Qs. So holding some of that as well as we're getting up to close to a all-time high on those. So probably looking at cutting some of those positions next week, as those are fairly risky to hold in the long term. And I think that was it for actives. So yeah, was a really good week for swing trading. This in my active position, because I do have a little bit of Amazon still in my swing trade account, but I might going to add to it. I'm looking maybe to add to it if we get a breakout here from this level, which is pretty close to this 225 level. So I may look to add some next week. So as potential trade, yeah, that's something I'm watching. Alphabet looks like it's getting ready to break out here. We're getting a series of higher lows. Each pullback is higher, and we're into a range now. We're right here at this 180 level, and I think it kind of has broken out because this is a higher close from some of these previous levels of 178 area, 179-ish. This is a close of 178.60. This didn't close higher, it closed lower, so I don't really count that as a good close. So this is breaking out, and again, 180, and you may have a little bit of resistance here at this all-time, that high, 181.23 on this candle here. But again, keeping Google on watch here, as it looks like it's going to go up. Stochastics a little bit overbought here, but MACD and RSI all trending in the right direction. Uber, I think, is going to get to, it's just a matter of time till it gets to 100. Again, volume really dropped off last week, but not surprising, as I've already talked about. And UNH, I haven't pulled the trigger on UNH, but I still think it could be a decent long-term hold. Again, it started, I saw it on, what is that, Tuesday, saw it breaking out. I thought I should have missed it, but now it got sold off Wednesday and Thursday and pulled back again. So if it still holds this 300 level, I still think it's a good long-term buy. So those are the ones I'm going to be watching next week, apart from maybe pairing some of my ETFs, my beta ETFs. Okay, so wrapping things up, what's coming up week of July 7th. You can see here, there's your levels on the Dow, Q, SPY, and IWM. Again, all-time highs last week. And as far as economic events go, pretty light. We do have the Fed meeting minutes that'll come out at 2 o'clock. That'll give us some insight as to when some of the Fed members are thinking about cutting rates and how much. So that'll maybe be a bit of a market mover on Wednesday. As far as earnings go, very light week, almost nothing except for Thursday. We actually have Delta Airlines. This is always, to me, this is the signal that earnings season is about to start when I see Delta. So not next week, but the week after we'll get into earnings season. Could be some market moving numbers coming out then. But in the meantime, Thursday we do have some interesting companies reporting, but that's about it. And as far as high level view, let's take a look at what I'm thinking. Again, possible more upside from here, or at the very least some consolidation. Dip buyers, we're still supporting the market. Short periods of sell-off seem to see buyers step in. So again, it seems to be a bull market. It's hard to be a bear market in this environment. Some interesting stuff that may come up that might put some pressure on the markets was that President Trump did say there will be no more reciprocal tariff extensions, which are those reciprocal tariff extensions were scheduled to come off July 9th, which is this Wednesday, I believe. So this could cause some market volatility. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's it, everybody. We'll hopefully see you in the trading room on Monday morning. And of course, we will also be live on YouTube. So all my American traders, have a great rest of your long weekend, 4th of July. And for everybody else, hope you had a great weekend. And we'll see you in the room hopefully Monday morning.